This performer is well known across the world for her soulful, legendary rhythm and blues tunes. However, this singer's life and legacy encompass much more. To be honest, this singer left very few parts of the arts entertainment sector unexplored throughout her 60+ years on Earth. This Grammy winner was a hugely influential singer-songwriter, acclaimed backup vocalist, and talent producer who cemented her place in music history as the first female musician to release a certified gold album on her own record company. Her work as a vocal coach and mentor has affected generations of musicians across genres, including the Jonas Brothers, Joss Stone, and Skip Marley. She was also one of the first pop vocalists to employ the stratospheric whistle register. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Betty Wright. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born Bessie Regina Norris on December 21st, 1953 in Miami, Florida. She began singing with her brothers as a child in the gospel group Echoes of Joy. She switched to secular music at the age of 13 and published her first 2 songs, "Good Lovin'" and "Mr. Lucky" in 1967. Wright then signed up with the Austin label, where one of her brothers, Milton, also recorded. She earned her first big hit in 1968 with the Wisdom Dispensing "Girls Can't Do What the Guys Do," which reached at number 15 on the Billboard R&B chart.
Always seems like dirt, so take this advice I give you.
The companion album My First Time Around was distributed by Untold. Betty was so talented that by the age of 16, she was the breadwinner in her household and was able to move her mother and siblings from the projects.
14-year-old Betty Wright was no longer just a teenage schoolgirl.
I was able to bring in more money. Grown people were making $25 a night, and I was making a couple of $100. I ended up moving my mom out of the projects when I was, I think, 15 and a half.
After a pair of charting asides, Wright enjoyed her biggest breakthrough in 1971 with "Clean Up Woman," a number 2 R&B smash that also peaked at number 6 on a pop chart. The song was nominated for a Grammy in the category of Best R&B Vocal Performance Female and was certified gold by the RAA. Wright's run with Austin lasted through the 70s. The 7 albums the singer released during the decade were highlighted by 1973's "Hard to Stop," 1975's "Danger High Voltage," and 1978's "Betty Wright Live." The last in this series was Wright's most successful commercial album, landing at number 6 on the R&B chart. On stage, Wright elevated her storytelling to new heights, drawing on a repertoire that at the time featured over 20 hit singles, including "Where's the Love?", which had earned a Grammy for Best Rhythm and Blues Song. The set's rendition of The Intimate and "Tonight Is the Night" became her 8th single to enter the R&B Top 20. I'm sorry, but this song is freaky as hell if you understand the lyrics.
Enough to know right from wrong. Tonight is the night.
Tonight is a night. I mean, it's almost your national anthem.
I'm nervous, I'm trembling. Those are the things that you think about because you know when you preparing for your first time.
There's eras of the song in my life. The first is being in the backseat of a car. Your mom singing it and you're singing it right along with her. The second era was you're riding in that car alone. And now you're finding those words meaning something totally different than what they meant when you were sitting in that back seat.
And Wright's collaborative work took off toward the end of the 70s with a prominent position on Peter Brown's Dance With Me, and she co-wrote and produced. It's All This Love That I'm Giving for Gwen McCrae, whom she had found the previous decade. Although she was not as well known as a lead artist in the 80s and 90s, Wright released another 12 singles on the R&B chart during this period. Among these were the 1981 Stevie Wonder collaboration, What Are You Going to Do With It?
What are you gonna do with it when you get it? Hey, will you miss?
And the 1988 single No Pain, No Gain, which was her final top 20 R&B entry.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Her first two albums were issued by Epic during this time period, after which she established her own label, which she used almost exclusively until the early 2000s, and began a long-term creative collaboration with songwriter, bassist, and musical director Angelo Morris. Wright's hits and deep cuts were also often sampled, most notably in Candyman's Knockin' Boots and Color Me Bad's I Wanna Sex You Up. Wright has also played supporting parts on hundreds of recordings spanning R&B, jazz, rock, Latin and French pop, and reggae. And Wright's steady activity continued in the 2000s with the release of his solo album, Fit for a King, and collaborations with Erykah Badu, Joss Stone, and Trick Daddy, among others. Her fame rose again in the latter half of the decade as Diddy's voice coach for Danity came, as shown on the reality show Making the Band, and she appeared on Grammy-nominated albums Angie Stone's Baby and Lil Wayne's The Carter 3. These were followed by Grammy nominations for Gold and Surrender, two songs Wright included on her last studio album 2011's Betty Wright, the movie on which The Roots assisted her. Wright was married 3 times and had 5 children. She tragically lost her son on Christmas Day in 2005 due to gun violence. Sadly, on May 10, 2020, Wright passed from cancer at her home in Miami at the age of 66. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by Betty Wright?